So I smashed my finger the night before. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of my actual finger before I did this bloodletting, but I decided to do the bloodletting on my own because after looking up information online, the marvelous internet has some great information to do it yourself. I didn't want to go to the emergency room because I had read that they were going to use a paperclip heated up, and the paperclip heated up seemed to be such a thickness that I decided to use a needle. So I heated up the needle on the stove, and I actually let out the blood on two sides of my finger because the black and blue was developing on two sides. So the blood came out slowly. It didn't come out fast. Unfortunately, the needle, I realized that even though the needle is thinner and it has a point, so it had to go in deeper. So I understand the paperclip, but I was still trying to save my nail. Little did I know that I was going to lose my nail. So if I had to do this again, I would use the paperclip. Yeah, it would have made bigger holes, but it would have been a blunt tip, and it would have penetrated that nail more quickly. And that didn't hurt. To do that bloodletting, it really didn't hurt compared to the pain that I was experiencing with the actual pain of this huge swollenness that was throbbing like you wouldn't believe. It doesn't look huge, but the pain was great. So I let out the blood, and I did see a doctor for unrelated issue and showed her the thumb, and she's like, oh, you're going to lose your nail. So I was like really upset I was going to lose my nail. But sure enough, something was growing underneath this nail. There's the funky nail underneath. And as you can see, the nail was holding on at the tip there for a long time. So finally, I was holding it down with a Band-Aid for a while. Finally, I was like, I can't wait till this thing comes off. It's kind of like a strange growth. Like there was two anchoring areas on the sides of my nail that I was like, wow, this is interesting how this grows. But the nail was holding on to the very last minute at the tip there. And it kind of had like this callous looking part up there, and I would gauge the growth of my nail, and I was like, oh my god, is my nail going to be funky from now on? Thank god I didn't hurt my cuticle, because I read about having to get stitches on the cuticle, but no, my cuticle was intact. And so this is an example of still the funky nail growing. Soon there was finally a normal nail that grew after the funky nail. So it took about 5 months, but I have new nail growing, and then the new nail is perfect. And it, as you can see, it was like having this other anchor hook on the left side there, but it was growing, and now I have a good nail, and I'm so happy. Yay.